Hello and welcome to That's a Wrap. My name is Anthony Gentry, and joining me today is...
A prepared co-host, Austin Jameson. Hello.
Austin, you are always prepared.
I'm always prepared.
That's what I love most about you.
I'm always in here 30 minutes before we start.
Of course.
I always get food an hour before to make sure that I have time. I watch all the trailers. I watch the movie sometimes.
Speaking of trailers that you watched, let's get into it. So let's start...
Wait, what are we talking about today?
We were talking about Weird, the Yankovic Story.
Yeah, it's a very serious biopic.
100% completely accurate biopic.
Yes.
But before that, let's get into some trailers that, as we've said, Austin has watched.
I watch them all.
First one, let's talk about Spirited. It's a new trailer coming from Adam Sandler, or not Adam Sandler,
Adam
Will Ferrell
Sandler?
and Ryan Reynolds. It's a musical take on A Christmas Carol. Austin,
It's a musical?
Let's start with your thoughts. Yeah, it was in the trailer.
I love this trailer.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell.
What was your
Ryan
favorite part of the
Reynolds?
trailer?
My favorite part of the trailer is when Will Ferrell says, "I hope you find your dad," and then waves, and then does like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this trailer, guys. I watched the first one, and then Anthony said, "We're going to talk about Spirited trailer today." I'm like, okay, I thought we did last week.
If I tell you what trailers we're gonna watch, it's always ones that's within the past week.
You're not wrong, and that's on me for not catching that. Okay.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Hot take.
Will Ferrell.
Don't say it.
Another Christmas movie.
Coming from someone who didn't watch the trailer.
I did watch the first one, and I didn't like the first one. The first one was boring.
This trailer is pretty good. I liked it. You already know exactly what you're gonna get from this movie.
Will
You're
Ferrell
gonna get
in a
Ryan
Christmas
Reynolds
movie.
being Ryan Reynolds. You're gonna get Will Ferrell being Will Ferrell.
Yeah, and I don't want to watch
I
that.
love both of them. Okay, they make me laugh. This is gonna be heartwarming. This is gonna be funny. This is gonna. I don't know how. They're kind of good singers, so it'll have some catchy songs. Who knows? Better than Lyle Lyle Crocodile, that's for sure.
I had a response to the other thing, but no, let's okay. No. How dare you? Lyle was phenomenal.
Do you know when this movie comes out?
Yeah.
When?
November 17th.
This Friday.
What, really?
It comes out this Friday.
That's another reason I didn't watch the trailer. It was out of protest because Christmas things don't happen before Thanksgiving. 12 a.m.
Arguably, they do.
Thanksgiving, day after 12 a.m., like right as soon as the day ticks, that's Christmas time. I'll blast all the music. I have a ritual where
Mariah Carey comes out of your heart.
I have one of the clock websites open on my computer, and then I'll record it. And I'll go over to my piano and I'll go.
You know what? I love rituals, and that sounds like an amazing ritual.
It is.
I respect that.
Thank you.
I do like Christmas stuff before Thanksgiving, but I respect you liking Christmas stuff after Thanksgiving.
You're showing a lot of restraint right now, and I'm sorry, but I can't show you that same respect. Christmas is not to be celebrated before Thanksgiving. If I walk into a store and I hear Christmas music, I'm walking out of the store. That's all. That's ridiculous.
What's your feelings on the Christmas tree shop?
A Christmas tree shop?
Yeah.
I think I've been there once. It was pretty cool. It was during Christmas.
It's a year-round shop.
Yeah?
And it's always called Christmas Tree Shop.
Well, I only go there during Christmas.
Okay.
So that works out.
So that comes out this Friday. I thought it was pretty good. Austin has no thoughts on it.
I have thoughts. I don't
You
want
don't have
it.
thoughts on the trailer.
Well, not on this trailer, but I have thoughts on Spirited, and I think that it looks boring.
Well, we'll find out this Friday.
I won't.
I will. I'm going to watch it.
I hate movies.
I'll do a bite on it.
I am a hater. I hate movies.
Austin the hater over here.
Okay.
Let's
continue.
go with our next Christmas trailer.
Yawn.
A Christmas Story Christmas.
Yeah, when does this one come out?
This comes out, I think, November 17th. I think you were on the money with that one.
Okay.
Which
It's still before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's still before Thanksgiving.
I've also, hot take, well, this isn't a hot take. I've just not seen the Christmas story or a Christmas story.
Hot take.
So I don't this trailer was not appealing to me.
I don't know how you haven't seen it when I think TBS and all those other networks play it for 24/7 on Christmas Day and part of Christmas Eve.
Or one of them does for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I don't know.
I love A Christmas Story.
I was too busy watching the Santa Clauses with Tim Allen on repeat, so my bad.
That's fair.
That Polar Express is a go-to.
Yeah.
Why are you, stop? You're making me talk about Christmas before Christmas.
You did that on your own.
No, this is all your fault, Anthony. This is all your fault. Okay, Christmas. What did you think of this trailer, Anthony?
You know what? I kind of like the trailer because I think I had super low expectations.
Okay.
And I think 2014 they did a Christmas Story sequel that was Ralphie, who's the main character in the first one, as like a teenager.
Weird.
And it was just so weird. It was so off. Daniel Stern was in it. He was probably the best part of it. But with this, we're getting the actual like original Ralphie actor back, Peter Billingsley. He's an adult. He's like coming back to Christmas, like mourning the death of the old man who is his dad.
Bruh. Spoilers. Oh my goodness.
And like he comes back with like Flick and Schwartz, and it seems like
I love them.
Cool.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
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 Are they good people? Should I not say that?
I mean, they're his friends. I don't know if I'd say they're good people, but they're funny.
Fair enough.
One of them licks a pole while it's cold, and he gets
I know that. I know
it.
that scene. Is every instance of that afterwards a Christmas Story reference? Like
That's
anybody who's ever done that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, I thought the trailer was good. I still don't have super high expectations, but my expectations have been raised.
I watched
not expectations, but like excitement.
I remember watching the trailer. I don't remember the trailer.
Do you remember the feelings you had?
No. Well,
No?
because it felt like this movie it's just another. Here's an old thing that you love.
Yeah,
we're
another
bringing
legacy
it back.
sequel.
I did one. I don't know Christmas Story, so it's like some old guy who's like balding walks into this scene, and I'm like, should I know
That's
him?
Ralphie.
It's ridiculous.
Fragile.
If you liked Christmas Story, which I think most majority of the population has seen it, then you probably like the trailer. But I don't know what was going on, and it just looked.
I'm gonna sit you down one day. We're gonna watch A Christmas Story.
Add it to the list.
Yes.
We'll do a big marathon.
List.
Yeah.
We're gonna go from A Christmas Story straight into Halloween.
We're gonna like have a whole cinematic year. We're gonna have a Halloween. We're gonna have with Parasite and Halloween.
Parasite, yeah.
We're gonna have Christmas with this. We have what were the other movies that we need to?
I forget. There's like so many.
There's a little handful, but anyways, it's still coming out before Thanksgiving, so that means it doesn't come out until actually after Thanksgiving, which is when you're allowed to watch it. Yeah, I don't know. Where is it in a theater?
This is HBO Max, straight there.
Okay.
I think it has good enough production quality. It could have gone to theaters.
Fair enough. Most HBO products are pretty high quality.
Well, this is HBO Max, so this is a streaming service, not HBO.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Still, even then, like HBO Max stuff, I think is pretty dang good. Most of the time, all I remember right now is Euphoria. Don't get me started on that.
Oh yeah, you did
silly
not
little
like that.
show.
But yeah, that comes out November 17th.
Okay, let's talk about
check it out. Let's talk about our next 3
what do we got?
big ones.
What do we got?
Let's start with Disenchanted.
Okay.
Sequel to Enchanted from 2007?
I don't know. I love legacy sequels.
15 years after. I guess it is a legacy sequel now. Like it's been in the works since the original came out.
I'm trying to remember the two other I need like a tally. I need a big list of every legacy sequel that has come out in the past like 3 years.
One of the other trailers is technically a legacy sequel, even though it's not.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
But let's talk about Disenchanted first. Austin, what do you think of this?
James Marsden is in it, and I like him. This is his
Tom from Sonic. Let's go.
He's Donut Lord, man. He's gonna be this is his first or second musical, third musical, probably more than 3, but his first musical endeavor in film since the last Disenchanted, I believe, and then before that it was Hairspray.
I think Hairspray was the same year, so yeah.
I think it was the same year. I think it came before, but still, we haven't seen James Marsden sing since 2007.
In a long time.
I really like his Corny Collins was really good.
Yeah. I can't wait for this.
I'm excited.
I love the first Enchanted. When they said we were gonna do another one, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
The first like little teaser came out, and I was like, okay, I'm not sold on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sold on it now. I think it's a great idea to have her be like, "Oh, I want my fairy tale life," and then it just backfires on her, that wish, and it's like, okay, if you want fairy tale life, you're gonna have to get the villains too, and you're gonna become a villain.
This movie makes me want to watch the original, or what is it? Just
Enchanted.
It's just Enchanted.
Yeah,
that sounds wrong, but I know it's right. Okay,
it's Enchanted and Disenchanted.
Weird. But it makes I want to go back and watch the original one because I have such like nostalgic memories of watching it with my family.
It's gonna be super different because that was such a like fish out of water story, and this won't be just because it's been 15 years of them being in the real world. But it seems like they're taking the concept into a new direction, which is always good to do with a sequel instead of rehashing the same things. So I'm excited for it.
Halloween. I'm sorry, I coughed. I haven't seen the other Halloween.
You haven't seen any other Halloween?
Listen, I can have whatever opinions I want, justified or not. This is my show. Get out of here. I'm so sorry. What?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
So,
oh my god!
Yeah, when does this movie come out?
I don't know.
I think it's this month.
It's Disney Plus. Well, Disney Plus release though.
It is one day after A Christmas Story Christmas, November 18th.
Awesome. And it's not a Christmas movie, so it's allowed to come out then.
Yeah. It does feel like a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah. I can see the argument being made for it.
Well, like a lot of like Disney movies come out around Thanksgiving, so that's why like they have that feel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I can. It's like a family like oriented film. So I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. How many Thanksgiving films can you really name, though?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I have no idea what that is.
It's Steve Martin and John Candy.
Okay.
Where Steve Martin is like, it's like the day before Thanksgiving, and he's just trying to get home. And John Candy is like kind of helping him, but he's also just a nuisance to Steve Martin. It's an amazing movie.
Cool.
You should watch it.
Cool. What else do we got on the silly little list?
Let's go with Avatar, The Way of Water. Now, if you have listened to our podcast, you know I'm a fan of Avatar. I liked the movie for what it is. I recognize its faults, and it has a lot of faults. And Austin does not share my same opinions.
What?
Austin?
I'm sorry, is it over?
What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Boring. It looks cool. It looks like visually looks cool. That's Avatar.
Yeah, the visuals are amazing.
That's the sell. That's what Avatar was.
Yeah, they don't give you anything
a decade ago when it came out
about like the story. Like
nope.
Still know nothing.
Look at us. We can do water better than anybody else. That's literally what this movie started as. I guarantee you. James Cameron made the first Avatar, and he was like, what if I just plugged a bunch of money into our visual effects team and we made water good?
Well, apparently it's real water. Like, he put the actors in a tank.
I lied, I guess. Never mind. The one compliment I had for the visual effects was practicals, which that's how it goes. But yeah, this movie, the trailer, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It looks cool.
It looks cool. Yeah. That's all it has going for it, just like the last movie did.
I like the trailer. I'm going to watch this movie. You're going to watch this movie. We're going to review
50 billion people, and then it's going to get to the top of the list, and it's going to beat Endgame and whatever else is up there.
I don't care if the university is closed by the time we review this. I'm going to make you watch it so we can review it. That's going to be such a good
You're going
episode.
to have to drag me into the studio.
Okay.
And make me do that. Is it over the summer?
No, it's Christmas. Next month, baby.
That's what I get for my Christmas
Merry
present.
Christmas.
I
got you tickets to Avatar.
I would literally eat them. It's
a digital ticket. Don't worry.
I will eat your phone. Man, Avatar, it didn't need a sequel.
No, it really didn't.
Nor did it need 3 or 4 or 5. And it should not be
4 sequels.
It shouldn't be blown up as much as it is. It's
Avatar
ridiculous.
5.
Like,
yeah,
I swear we get an article. It's like the production on Avatar 4 has begun this summer, and it's like, man, the first movie came out 13 years ago, and you still can't even release the second one. Stop. But I don't know.
Yeah, the second one's already finished.
So
or the third one's already finished, and they're shooting the fourth one. And we already know this movie is going to make all the money in the world.
Yeah, it is, and I don't know why. Like, people have been waiting. People should be angry about this.
Pandora pretty.
I guess.
Do you know how long this movie is?
If it's more than 2.5 hours, I'm not watching it. I swear to God.
No, we're still watching it.
How long is it?
Take a guess.
If it's more than 3 hours, I'm walking out. I'm not doing the whole thing.
3 hours and 10 minutes. Are you ready?
How much water can they put in a single... oh, my God.
It's the way of water. So this movie comes out December 16th.
The trailers dropping still give us... This movie is going to be so boring. No movie should be 3 hours and 10 minutes. Make it 2. Or make it 3 and 4 and 5. Oh, wait, they did that, and it's still 3 hours long. Really? Man,
we got Hater Austin back.
It's a 3-hour movie. What do you mean? What do you mean, hater? I have things to do. I have people to see. Deals to be made.
And we're gonna see Pandora.
I don't care. I'll see Pandora for an hour and a half. I guarantee you, I'll stake my life on this, that they could get the same story that they're gonna puke out in Avatar 2 in 3 hours that they could in an hour and a half. I guarantee it.
Yeah, when I did my rewatch of Avatar, there is a specific moment in time where I was like, this should be over already, but I still have an extra hour to go.
Crazy. It's almost like they're going to do the same exact thing, and then it's going to make the top of the box office for, like, all-time record.
Yes. It's going to be, like, either the highest grossing movie ever or the second, because Avatar is the first. But, yeah, that comes out December 16th.
I'm still more excited about that than Spirited.
Okay. Our next movie, arguably one of the most anticipated movies of this year. It's Knives Out 2.
Okay.
Glass
Onion.
Onion.
What is it? I don't remember this.
The sequel to Knives Out. Benoit Blanc is back.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see this. Everything I hear about this movie is not only is it amazing, it's better than the first one, which I didn't think was possible. Have you seen the first one?
Yes.
Did you like it?
It's good.
It is so good.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Like, as far as like murder mysteries go, it did a pretty good job at like playing with the genre. I think.
For sure.
Right. Rian Johnson was either like super duper solid hit, or Star Wars Episode 8: The Last Jedi. Do you want me to talk about The Last Jedi? Okay.
What did you think of this trailer?
This trailer. I don't know, man. I don't want to watch these trailers. It's a murder mystery. I don't want to see who's alive at what point.
I think they still did like a good job of like not knowing who's murdered. Because I thought it was gonna be
the guy.
The guy. And because he even says, "I'm gonna be murdered."
Right.
And it seems like he's still alive, so maybe it's someone else. But yeah, I can't wait to see this. The only thing that has me worried is the runtime.
How long is it, man?
2 hours and 20 minutes, which does not need to be that long. 2 hours max. Hour 40 would be perfect.
How long was Knives Out?
Like 2 hours.
Like
or maybe like 2 hours and 10 minutes, I think.
This, man, what is it with them making sequels so long?
Gotta make it bigger and better.
Literally 4 of the 5 trailers we had today were sequels. The only original movie was Spirited.
And that's not even original.
Yeah, because it's a
Christmas
Scrooge
Carol.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's the name of that story?
Christmas Carol.
It's a Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
Okay, I got that confused with Christmas Story. Why is all the Christmas movies so confusing? I'm having a rough day.
Yeah, Christmas Carol, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation.
The Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Put that one in there.
The first one was 2 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, that makes me feel a little better because I didn't feel the length of the first one. But yeah, I can't wait to see this. Are you gonna see it in the theater or when it comes out in December?
I'd prefer to see it in theaters. I
theaters,
saw the original Knives Out.
When it's in theaters, it's just for a week.
Right.
But I think if we both see it, we can do an early review.
That'd be awesome.
For it. Yeah. I already have my tickets. I can't wait for it.
I do not have my tickets.
No. You better.
When is it?
Was
it next week?
It's I think it's the week of Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. I'll
the
be fine.
23rd.
I'll be fine. I'll find time for it. Yeah, I don't know. Knives Out is pretty good. Rian Johnson. I'm concerned. I'm always concerned if lightning can strike twice with this kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, from everything I've seen, it struck.
I remain to be impressed.
That's fair.
But we'll see. Hopefully we can get that. We'll get a little early review out for it's like we're press pass people or something. That'd be kind of crazy. If you have any movies out there and you want us to watch and review them, and we'll shout you out, and you want to give us your live premiere tickets, that'd be awesome. You can send them to That's a Wrap NCR's Instagram DMs.
Yes.
The most professional business email we have. So that's all. Just plug in ourselves real quick.
Please.
Okay.
I thought about signing us up for advanced screenings.
That'd be awesome. I think that'd be really cool.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's behind the scenes stuff.
For sure. Yeah.
Let's move on to our main topic today.
Yeah.
Weird.
The Al Yankovic story
that they have professed is 100% accurate.
It is.
And I did my research.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Me too.
Everything in this movie completely
was
happened.
100% real.
Yeah. This movie, I guess let's just go right into it.
Yeah.
It is heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm. Dramatic.
It is so dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Radcliffe not only embodies Weird Al, like he looks exactly like Weird Al did at the time. Like, by the way, R.I.P.
Dude.
But
spoiler alert.
But this movie,
is beautiful.
I think it's gonna win all the Oscars.
Well, you have movies like Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's those are good retellings. They use the music well.
Yeah. They kind of exaggerate a few things here and
there.
And
they focus on they really don't focus on the greatness of the celebrities. It's more of here's all their trials and tribulations and whatnot, and I feel like
the greatness.
I feel Weird Al takes all of the it's just this grotesque reality of living.
Yeah,
but and then
you see how hard it is to be someone so famous.
Exactly, and it's just it was eye opening because it's
really
we'll
was.
never be like Weird Al. He's
I don't
a god.
think anyone will ever be like Weird Al.
He's a god amongst men, and this movie did a great job of cementing that fact.
They really do. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite part is actually I don't want to say anything about this movie. I do, or I want to say a lot of good things, but everybody needs to go and watch this movie for themselves.
Free.
It's free with ads on Roku's streaming service,
and it comes out of nowhere.
But let me tell you, it is worth it. Let's go ahead and get into our real thoughts of this movie.
What are you talking about?
Well, those are my very real thoughts.
Yeah.
This movie was fantastic.
It was very funny.
I do not audibly laugh at movies, period, if not parentheses often.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie had me actually cackling. So to break our little bit here going. This movie is a parody of biopics.
In the spirit of Weird Al.
Yes.
It makes fun of every aspect of musical biopics.
Exactly.
From their small town upbringing with the parents who don't approve. Who, by the way, one of my favorite jokes in this is The Factory.
Yeah.
Because his dad in the movie, who apparently in real life, both his parents were extremely supportive, which makes this even funnier. But his dad does not want him playing the accordion.
Right.
He just wants Al to come work with him in the factory.
Yeah.
And at one point he's like, "What happens in the factory?" And
what do you guys even make?
He yells at him, "You will find out what happens in the factory when you work at the factory."
Yeah.
And that's so true for every biopic.
It's so the jokes are just really good. Not a lot of people can nail that kind of meta vibe.
Yeah.
Super well, but they do a very good job. It's Weird Al. He parodies stuff. That's what he does.
In case you were wondering if this is gonna be real or fake, they tell you in the first 10 seconds with a cameo from our favorite actor, of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda, being a surgeon.
I forgot about that. That was my. I didn't write it down. I meant to say in my notes, Lynn jump scare.
Yeah, it literally was a jump scare because I had no idea, and then he took off the mask. I was like, ah,
yeah,
it's a Lynn. Yeah,
man, they knocked it out of the park, like so incredibly well. One of the bits early on in the movie, because they do a flashback of Weird Al's childhood when he was like in high school or something. He's on the bus and a bunch of kids are picking on him. He's like, "Hey, you want to come to the party tonight?" And they replaced the trope of like drinking and like not drugs, but just like misbehaving teenage party. It's a polka party, and it's like, guys, Weird Al, you want to try the accordion? And he's like, no, I really shouldn't. Yeah. It's so
and that's like
good.
doing like a keg stand.
Exactly.
They treat the accordion in this as if it is like the most hardcore like drug in the world.
Uh-huh. It was
like,
geniusly
the one scene where he's like, "Do you want me to whip it out?"
My first note is really self-aware and funny.
He's talking about whipping it out. It's an accordion that he whips out.
They don't stop the comedy beats whatsoever. Yeah.
I don't think I'm as high as it as you are, but I still really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. For me, it's the second best comedy of the year. For Bros is just so funny to me. This movie to Bros was way funnier for me. Personally, it's definitely like for me, Bros, I laughed out loud in every single scene. Mm-hmm. In this, I still laughed in every scene, but I didn't laugh out loud.
Yeah, I think this movie, the highest praise I can give it is my high standards for that kind of thing. But so many of the jokes landed so well for me.
Yeah. It's weird because like all the jokes did land for me, but there's like still a little something that has me like a little down on it. I think it's mainly that middle part, like kind of when Madonna comes in and then it goes back up, because there's a certain point in this movie where you're like, okay, there's like they're kind of staying true to the story. Like he actually did record his first single in a bathroom, like stuff like that. Like yes, his parodies did give like bumps to the actual songs, and then there's a certain point where they're like, you know what? We're going to make everything else up.
Yeah.
And it is...
it's awesome.
It's when Michael Jackson comes in. Not physically, but you'll know.
Yeah.
And it takes such a turn, and like it has you like, what? Okay. And I love it.
Yeah. I'd say that the Michael Jackson point, which we won't like reveal anything until the spoiler area, but that was probably the most question marks I had in my notes, because I said the plot surrounding that was confusing, because I was like, obviously you know what the reality is, and you know this is a parody of everything, but you're like, I had to sit there and look it up. I was like, this isn't actually a thing, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't do a super good job of communicating that plot, and this movie's definitely not 100.
I felt like it did, because...
Well, I mean, they communicated the plot well, but without they didn't communicate the fact that that itself was a parody too. Because I feel like to add on to what you were saying, where at that point they start kind of like playing into what the real what really happened, and then they like hit you with this super fast train of like what turns into one of the main moving points for the Weird Al in this movie.
Yeah.
I think they could have communicated that it was a joke better, because I feel like all the scenes surrounding the Michael Jackson stuff were way more serious than
I see
more serious tone.
Are you talking about like basically the entire second half of the movie?
Not the entire second half. I'm just talking about Eat It, really.
Okay.
That's the main thing, but otherwise, I still liked it. Even in their serious tones of the movie, I think they did a really good job with the comedy. I want to talk about so much about this movie, but I don't want to, because I think everybody should go watch it. It's free, man.
It is free.
Go enjoy yourself. First of all, if you don't like Weird Al, that's okay. I'm not gonna judge. Weird Al wouldn't judge you. Weird Al would just go crazy.
That's one of the best parts of this movie, though, is that Weird Al is such as far as we know, an unproblematic person. Like he's had zero controversies in his life. He even co-wrote this movie.
Yeah, he produced
it. And he produced it, co-wrote it, and this movie just shows him as like a drugged out maniac who is like power obsessed and stuff. And so that juxtaposition is so funny. I think also kind of a detractor of this movie because you do really have to know who Weird Al is.
Fair enough.
In his movie to like fully get the jokes of this. Because if you didn't know, you just see like this movie and be like, oh, Weird Al, does he suck? Or it's kind of funny, but it seems like Weird Al's a jerk.
I feel like anybody having that response is definitely not meant for this movie.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because if you're watching this movie for a biopic on Weird Al, that's your first mistake.
It is a very niche,
if you're listening to Weird Al's music to listen to like just genuine like music and not like comedic parodies, that's also like it's just that's the disconnect that comes with Weird Al.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this movie and you genuinely think all this stuff is happening, that's just rough. Somebody was not informed.
What's Weird Al's beef with Madonna?
He made a tweet a couple days ago, and he's like, "It brings me immense joy to see that whenever you Google my name, it's the third thing is I won't reveal it. But Madonna
trailer.
Plays a pretty big.
Yeah, she plays a big part in the movie. Yeah, I saw in an interview where like someone asked Weird Al like, "Did you and Madonna like actually have like this relationship?" And Weird Al said, "I met her for 45 seconds backstage at a concert, and that's all. Like that's the full extent of our relationship."
Nice. I think they did a great job with this movie. Very early on in Weird Al's story, there's a like scene where he plays at like a bar for the first time. And I want to read my notes as all
if
of the.
If you want a good comedy, bring in Coach Beast. That's all I'm saying.
Let me read my notes for you real quick. Okay. First the first thing before that is the Daniel Radcliffe, probably the weirdest thing that doesn't super land until like later and you get comfortable with it is the dub.
It is very kind of off-putting at first.
Yeah, because it's Weird Al's very clear voice coming out of Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
And it's like as soon as he stops talking and it switches, kind of weird at first.
And then you get Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter with an American accent, and that's a little.
It's like everything's kind of a little off here, but that was the dub. I said it's weird, but I don't care, which is what they like. All they needed to do is like it doesn't matter if it's like really good or bad. If you have a movie that's already making a joke of it, like jokes around this, and that's the point of it, it's a parody.
Yeah,
then you don't need to worry about the quality of the dub. But Patton Oswalt was in it.
He was.
Rainn Wilson.
I wouldn't even say that Rainn Wilson's a cameo. He's like an actual.
At that
role.
point, he was a cameo, I'd say. Until you don't, because he's not introduced at the club, or he's introduced after the club.
He's introduced at the very beginning.
Well, he has a poster on the wall.
Yeah,
but you don't know that that's like it's weird.
Okay.
But Rainn Wilson, and then I have Chuck McGill, because I don't know his name in real life. Coach
There's so
Beast.
many cameos in this movie.
This is like almost all in this one scene. And then
I would say they're all at the party scene.
Well, there's the party scene, which is most of the fun, but these were all like actors that I recognize. Yeah. The other one was just like, one actor and then two actors, probably more than two actors. But the cameos were insane. I did not expect this lineup. One of the jokes at the club that I want to point out that I wrote down because it got me really well. Was like, or Weird Al's up on stage playing the accordion by himself.
Beast joke.
No, he's up on stage playing accordion by himself, and it's like it's kind of good, but it's kind of awkward. And then his roommates are like, "Guys, we got to go help him out," and they all jump on instruments and play.
Yeah.
And at the end of the number, Weird Al asks him, "Is like, hey, why didn't you tell me you guys could play?" And he's one of the band members is, "I guess it didn't seem relevant until now." It's just so funny. I don't know.
With the cameos, I do think at certain points they get a little too reliant on cameos. To be like, hey, you like this person, right? Go.
I think that's the point of Weird Al's or the parody of it all. I mean, I
did love the cameos because not only was it like cool to see all these people, but it was also.
Are you talking about the cameos of the actors or cameos of the characters?
Cameos of the actors.
Okay.
Be like, hey, you love Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Jack Black. You love Conan O'Brien. Here's Conan O'Brien.
Conan was in this?
Yeah, he was Andy Warhol.
I don't know who that is.
With the white wig in the glasses at the party.
1 second, I gotta look that up.
But it just felt like a little too reliant on the cameos at times. But it was really cool to see like all these celebrities who like love Weird Al, and like you could tell like they all just love him, and so they wanted to be a part of this movie in some way.
Okay. I don't know who Andy Warhol is. That just makes me think of, I believe the name is Ongo Goblogian. It's from It's Always Sunny. It's Danny DeVito when he's the art person. I believe that's.
Wait, yeah.
I believe now
he's doing a play on Andy Warhol. Yeah.
Andy Warhol. And so Conan here is
actually.
actually.
Of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Huh?
Can we do just a full-on episode of It's Always Sunny? Just reviewing that?
Yeah, we'll just pick one random episode.
I watched the entire series this past summer.
Nice.
I love it.
But yeah, Ongo Goblogian is who Conan is being, and Ongo Goblogian is Andy Warhol. So glad
he did
we
that
cleared
like
it up.
for Marilyn Monroe like painting thingy.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I don't. Cool. The more you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the cameos are all really done. I can't be mad at them. Is that what Andy Warhol actually looks like?
Yeah.
I thought that was like
Look
a
him
joke.
up. That's what he literally looks like.
1 second.
But yeah. Like I said, I'm not as big on this movie as you are. Like there's some parts of it that like didn't work as well as as I wanted it to. But for the most part, it did work for me. I laughed a lot. Yeah, it's a great parody of biopics. Have you seen Walk Hard?
No.
It is also a parody of biopics.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's done a little bit better, but it's also going
Who is it about?
It's not about anyone. It's like a fake celebrity that they made up.
Okay.
But
I think it's funnier that I think Weird Al. I haven't seen it, so I can't.
I mean,
speak
it's
for
a different kind of comedy
Right.
too. Like there's one scene in that where for this guy's getting on hard drugs.
Mm-hmm.
He walks in on a group of people like just smoking weed, and his name's Dewey Cox, and he's like, "Oh, I'll leave." And this guy's like, "No, you want any of this, man? It's non-habit forming. It just makes you feel good." And then Dewey's like, "It seems like I kind of want some of it." And he's like, "No, you don't, Dewey. Don't have any of it. It has no negative side effects. It just makes you feel good all the time." And he's like, "Well, let me have it then." And that's just one of the many jokes in the movie.
I might have to check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah. That's my thought.
Okay. I don't think I have any other notes without going into spoilers.
I really don't either. It's one of those movies where
my bad.
We're gonna cut that out.
No, we're not. That's staying. That is in. This is a Weird Al podcast now. So
okay.
Anything stays.
Yeah, it worked for the most part for me. I guess if we want to go into ratings, I give it like a 70 out of 100.
I give this like a 93. 94
wow.
even.
Okay.
Is
this going to be on your top 10?
Probably. I had a really, really good time. Movies don't make me laugh, but this one did.
Yeah, I had a good time with it too. It just didn't hit
Yeah,
as
I just
well.
didn't have as good of a time. You're a hater. You're a hater.
I literally just gave it a positive
You're a
review.
hater. You gave it like a 70. That's like a low on Rotten Tomatoes.
For me, I love 70s movies.
Wow.
Because a 70 movie is something you can always just put on and enjoy.
I'm sorry. I feel like I was being a little rude there. I really don't know what's going on today.
Do some self-reflection, Austin.
I think I have to. But I'll chill. I'll calm down.
Austin.
Yeah.
What is the
100
Rotten Tomato score for this movie?
94.
94 for the tomato meter?
Yeah.
What's the audience
94.
score? 94 for both?
Yeah.
Final answer?
I want them to be that high, so yes.
Okay. For the critics.
Yeah.
You said
I did.
94%.
Mm-hmm.
The actual score, with 99 reviews.
That's it. That's tragic.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Roku movie, so I guess it's like
Fair
lesser. It's 85%.
I'll take it. That's a dub.
The-
That's a dub.
That is, yeah, I think that's a good score. The critics' consensus is suitably silly, weird. The Al Yankovic story spoofs the standard biopic formula with all the good-natured abandon fans will expect. Which I agree.
Totally.
Yeah. The audience score.
Yes.
You said 94%.
I did say 94%.
With over 250 ratings.
Mm-hmm.
The actual score is 88%.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's 2 dubs. That's 2 dubs.
And yeah, like it said, this movie is like really silly for the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Like Weird Al, it's not like raunchy, like it's not a raunchy comedy or anything. It's all like good for the family, which is a good thing. I like that.
It has good morals, like for the most part. Like okay, let's get into spoilers. I think.
Yeah. Spoilers and
next week.
Next week. Oh yeah. Before you leave, don't go yet. Don't go yet.
Wait.
Next week, we are reviewing Black Panther.
Yeah, the second one.
Wakanda Forever.
Yes. It's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
I'm willing to watch it. Sorry, I was far.
Do you have your ticket yet?
No. That's a Saturday night problem.
It's gonna be a Monday morning problem.
I hope not, because I have class during then.
But go check us.
A Sunday night problem.
And you can check us out on Instagram
it's gonna be so
That's
busy.
a Wrap
I can't
NCR.
Watch this movie. Okay.
Next week, Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
That's a Wrap NCR. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you. Let's go ahead and get into spoilers.
Yeah.
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
Pablo Escobar.
My note that I couldn't talk about earlier was real Javi vibes from Pablo.
Yeah. When he said, sorry, let me turn down the music.
Yeah.
Start shooting his gun.
I never expected Pablo Escobar to be the main antagonist of this film, but he is.
I feel like Madonna's the main antagonist.
He's a twist antagonist, because you don't really know until the end. I think, first of all, it's just silly because I
love how they make Madonna a drug kingpin.
Yeah, you get like a whole action scene of like Weird Al murdering people in the jungle,
and she's like, you murdered so many people. He's like, I've never murdered anyone in my life.
Like last Thursday. It's so funny. Oh my god, I want to watch this movie again. I watched
it again this morning.
This movie has like the highest honor I would give is to watch it one more time, and I would happily do it.
I love the ending where he just gets assassinated. It's like Weird Al was assassinated in 1985. And so Madonna is still at large.
Right. It's so funny.
They even mess with like the very ending with like the pictures at the end.
Yeah.
Because at first I'm like, oh, that's actual like Weird Al with his childhood. Aw. And then like I think 3 pictures in is when the Photoshop comes in. And then it's like, wait a minute.
It's so they know how to play with so much to make fun of it all, and it's so good because they really nail like they do not let down their guard the entire time while they're making fun of biopics.
Yeah.
They have the Weird Al was assassinated that night, 1985.
That's one of my favorite jokes. When he accidentally presses the button at the factory and that kills someone.
He's like, oops. And then the dad walks out. He's like, what are you doing here, son?
Yeah, that was a perfect build-up to Amish Paradise.
It was.
And even in that scene with the mom in the fat suit. And she's like, I'm fat. And they all just look at him. And he's like, what?
Oh my goodness.
And he's like, wait, what, Mom, what do you say about being fat? Like, trying to build up to him singing fat.
Right.
And it's like, no. Amish Paradise.
Yeah. I wish we got...
Did you... Coolio?
Yeah.
Do you know the beef with that?
I don't know the beef. I
so,
just
like,
knew
Coolio
it was his song.
apparently hated Weird Al. And Weird Al, he says he always goes to like the actual artist to get permission to do their songs, where like he doesn't have to, even if they say no, he can still release it, but he's like, out of respect, if I don't get your permission, I'm not gonna write and release a song. And so I'm guessing that's what he did with Coolio. And Coolio said yes, and then he released Amish Paradise and it became huge, and Coolio was like, man, I hate Weird Al. He never got my permission. And I don't know, maybe Weird Al for just that one time was like, no, I have too big a hit on my hands.
I don't know the story, but it was still funny in the movie.
It was funny. And the whole Eat It thing, where like Michael Jackson made a parody of your song. And Weird Al was like, why would someone do that? And that's what sends him down a spiral.
Right. That being the like, because the entire time, or like he does Eat It, and he releases it as like, it's my own original song, and I'm like,
he's like, it's 100% original.
Right, and they cement that in being a joke, but they're so serious in their way of portraying or telling that joke that I was like, is it actually serious?
See, I love that because they play it so straight that when it makes you question it, that's what makes it even better.
I'd say that was probably the weakest part for me, was that I didn't know. I had to look up. I was like, there's no way. There's actually no way that Eat It is not a parody of Beat It.
One of my other favorite jokes was at the very beginning with the salesman.
Yeah.
Did not tell you to shut up? Beats him to a pulp.
Yeah. It's like, no, you didn't. You didn't
say
shut
anything,
up.
sir.
I don't have many other notes. This movie's just great.
Yeah, this movie's good. Go watch it.
It's free with ads.
It is free. You don't even need like a Roku device.
Yeah, you can stream it on your phone, I believe. Man, this was a good movie. This was a really good movie.
Go check it out.
That's
all I got.
I don't think I will be laughing as much with Black Panther, but we'll see.
I hope not. There's like a whole funeral scene.
What are those? You remember that?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Okay, but the first Black Panther, aside from that joke, is amazing.
It's okay.
And with that, thank you for listening.
I can get into it. You want me to Marvel rant for 15 minutes?
We are That's a Wrap. You can follow us at That's a Wrap NCR on Instagram. Next week, we will be reviewing Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So, with that, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. I don't think so. Until next time.
That's a wrap.